What's going on, everyone? Guided by Jesus here, bringing you another awesome video for Clash Royale. And guys, this is an amazing deck. I hope all of you get to try this deck because it's just incredible. First time I used it in Classic Challenges and I got 12 wins with it, only one loss. And I must say that I believe that I only lost that game because of a very silly mistake I made. I'll bring you guys that replay inside of this video just so you guys see what I'm talking about. And guys, this deck does have a zap bait mentality to it because it does use 3 cards that people tend to zap in order to defend properly against. Those 3 cards are the Skeleton Army, the Inferno Tower, and the Goblin Barrel. So guys, watch this combo right here. Hog Rider, Mega Minion. He does use 5 elixir in order to defend here, but I'm still able to inflict at least 300 damage to his tower by only using 7 elixir. So for 2 elixir I was able to inflict 600 damage. That was still very good. Because I know he has zap, look at where I placed my Goblin Barrels. He completely missed with that zap, guys. That was just awesome. That is also something that you guys can do to try to bait, to try to play mind games with your opponent, and then every once in a while recenter your Goblin Barrel, and because he thinks you might throw it off, he might wait another second, which will allow your goblins to actually make damage to the tower. And guys, as you were able to see, my opponent just rage quitted because he was not able to do a single damage to my towers, and I was just completely owning that match, guys. So 9 wins, no loss whatsoever. Let's go ahead and jump into our 10th game right here. This is just a very cool, very good deck. It's fast paced as well, and it does use the legendary cards Princess and Log. Those 2 legendaries are very strong in the game right now. So watch, I just used that Goblin Barrel. It inflicted about 400 damage to his tower and forced him to go ahead and break his push because he was forced to use the minions on that side instead of the side that he had his Lava Hound at. So now my Inferno Tower will quickly take down his Lava Hound. Mega Minions here just to distract these Lava Pups. Once the Mega Minion is done with the Lava Pups, it will also effectively kill the Miner. And now my Mega Minion is going to push towards his side, and I'll just use the Hog here to tank for the Mega Minion and allow for it to survive long enough to take down that Princess, and as well as inflict damage to his Mega Minion. And that way, because his Mega Minion is in full health, I know my tower will be able to take it down without a problem. So I do use the Goblin Barrel again, and he does use the Log. So because I know he doesn't have the Log now, I can freely play my Princess, and he won't be able to counter it as effective as he would be able to with the Log. Because he used the Lava Hound, I just ignore it and I go ahead and place my Skeleton Army on the left side, forcing him to have to waste some of his elixir there and not being able to back up his Lava Hound as much. And the Lava Hound by itself, guys, is not all that strong. I wanted my Mega Minion to take down his minions and not the Lava Hound, but unfortunately it targeted the Lava Hound, and that allowed him to inflict a good amount of damage to my tower. So because I know he has the Log, look at where I placed my Goblin Barrel, and he just misses them completely, guys. So that's something you guys can do as well. However, I do advise you to throw a little bit more to the side, to the edge there of the arena, so that way they don't do what mine did, that they went to the King's Tower and now the King is awake and the King is gonna help my opponent in defense. But that's no problem. This deck is just so strong that he's not able to defend against it. Look at this combo here. Hog Rider and Mega Minion. That Mega Minion just inflicting so much damage, guys. And my Inferno Tower here being able to defend against his Lava Hound so effectively. I use my Goblin Barrel there at the edge of the tower just to distract his pups because I don't want him to inflict any more damage to that tower. All I have to do now is defend, and there's only 5 seconds left here on the game. So that is that. That's game, guys. That is win number 10. We are now 10-0, as you guys will be able to see here. So guys, this deck is just epic. I hope all of you guys try this deck. Make sure to leave the comments down in the comments below to let me know how you guys did with this deck. I'm really happy that you guys enjoyed the previous decks I put out. It's so gratifying to see the comments of people saying thank you so much. I was able to reach Legendary Arena with this deck and whatnot. That's just really gratifying, guys. I hope to be able to continue helping you guys like this. And this is the game right here in which I lose. And I'm gonna speed it up here because I want to just show you guys what it is that I was talking about. As you can see, I was winning for most of the game. Towards the end of the game, I'll have his towers at health, half of the health, and my towers will be almost untouched. But however, because of a little silly mistake that I'll make, his Infernal Dragon is going to be able to take down my tower in just one push, guys. One push. So as you guys were able to see there, I did use the lightning on his Infernal Dragon, and it did take it out in one shot. However, watch this push here on the right. I don't know what got to me. I should have used the lightning on his Infernal Dragon. Watch as I hover now with the lightning here, and I hover with the lightning here, and I don't know why. Inside my head, I was just thinking that maybe the lightning wouldn't take down a full HP Infernal Dragon. However, it does. The Infernal Dragon does not have as much HP as the baby dragon, and that cost me the game, guys. If I used that lightning on that Infernal Dragon, it would have been a completely different game. So very silly mistake by me. One that I hope you guys don't make. I hope you guys don't commit that mistake, and that's why I decided to bring that replay along, just so that you guys could learn from that as well as I have. I'm sure I won't make that mistake ever again. So here I used the Hawk Rider off of the beginning of the game to test out my opponent. I didn't have the best rotation, the best cycle possible. Inferno Tower is gonna easily take down his giant. He did not zap my Inferno Tower, so at this point I'm just on the lookout to see what it is that he might have. So he does have a miner here. Decides to place his miner very awkwardly. I don't know why he placed it on the bridge. I would have probably placed it to the right of my tower there, so it would avoid the Inferno Tower and be as close as possible to my tower to inflict more damage. So I'm gonna go ahead and place my Hog Rider, and because he used the skeleton on the first push, I pre-log, and look at how effective that was, guys. The log is only 2 elixir, his skeleton army is 3, so I was able to get an elixir advantage there, and also allow my Hog Rider to make it to the tower and make that tower less than half of the HP. So once again, my Inferno Tower is going to be able to take down most of his giant's HP there. Mega Minion finishing him off. Because he's at my Inferno Tower, I knew I would be able to go ahead and throw the Goblin Barrel down at his tower. My Mega Minion was able to inflict damage to his Mega Minion, so I wasn't going to do absolutely anything to that Mega Minion because it wouldn't really make it to the tower. But because he used the miner, I was forced to use the skeleton army there. So I opt to use the Hog Rider in the middle of the skeleton army there, because his tower, whatever troops he placed, would end up having to be busy there, distracted by the skeletons, allowing the Hog Rider to make that push and inflict more damage. And it was able to take down the furnace effectively there, and that was a good elixir advantage for me. I do use the lightning there to take down the Princess and his tower, as you guys were able to see. So I'll use the log here on the left to take down his skeleton army. That's another elixir advantage there. And the Inferno Tower was only able to take down half of his giant, but I quickly cycled back to a new one, and I did stop that push, no problem whatsoever. Only 10 seconds left on the clock, Very easy game here. As you guys can see, what control I had the entire game. Not even a match. This is game number 11. So next up is the final game, guys. The game that will bring me the utmost reward in these challenges, guys. And what a reward it is for only 10 gems to get 2,000 golds, 100 cards, I believe. It is just an amazing award for 10 gem, guys. So let's start off the game here. But my favorite option is to just go ahead and use the Goblin Barrel once I'm at 10 elixir, because this makes it so that usually they wait for the Goblin Barrel to make it to the tower, so then they counter it, and that allows me to build elixir while they're waiting. So that in and of itself is already an advantage right there. So I am going to use my Inferno Tower close to my tower here, and let me tell you guys why I do that. The reason why I did that is because after his Lava Hound died, his pups would actually be distracted by my Inferno Tower and wouldn't inflict damage to my tower. So that is something very good to do. I don't really see other players doing that, at least I haven't until now, but that is something very effective that I just started doing, and I hope it helps you guys out as well. So I was able to inflict more damage there with my Goblin Barrel. He did not zap my Goblin Barrel, so I'm looking out for that. At this point, I'm not sure whether he has the zap. Maybe he's just saving it in order to stop my Inferno Tower from killing his Lava Hound. But this was just so easy, guys. I had so much of an elixir advantage right there that his Lava Hound just wasn't able to make any threats there to my tower. So this should be another easy push here for me to defend. His Mega Minion is not even going to get to the Inferno Tower, let alone to my tower. So he does use his log, and because he used his log, now I know I can throw down my Goblin Barrel here. Let's see, I did not throw my Goblin Barrel because I saw he had his archers, and then he placed his skeleton army. And so I choose to defend here, place down my Mega Minion, and now I'll place my princess here a little bit away from all this chaos that's happening here on the right side, because it will force him to spend elixir on the left side and not be able to help his Lava Hound push. And the Lava Hound by itself is just super easy to defend with the Inferno Tower. So his tower is only at 900 damage. All I have to do here is slowly chip away more and more damage away from his tower, and eventually maybe I'll use lightning or something like that. So another effective defense here. The lightning is awesome because it takes down that Mega Minion in one shot. So that alone is 3 elixir, and then whatever else you get from that lightning is just profit, guys. So here we go. All we have to do is defend. I do throw my Goblin Barrel once again. He does use his arrows, so now I know that I can use my skeleton army if I have to in order to defend. But because he decided to push with his skeleton army, I just used that log because it was a good counter to the skeleton army, and I was able to inflict more damage to his tower. So 2.5 minutes here left on the overtime. Another log to cause more chip damage into his tower, using my prince here on the left again in order to make him have to spend arrows or his log here on my side, on the left side, which isn't the side where we're both attacking at. He does use that log a little bit late, allowing my goblins to do more damage to his tower. So now after this log, his tower is at 350. At this point, I wasn't sure whether or not one lightning would do it, so I opted to cycle once more, and then eventually all I would need was a log or maybe a Goblin Barrel to hit at least once, and then a lightning. So he does use the arrows there on my Goblin Barrel. So after this log, I know I only have to cycle back to the lightning, and that's what I do. And that is game, guys. Win number 12. Like I told you guys, this deck is just completely amazing. I had pretty much control every single game. I believe there was only one game that I was actually behind and that I took the lead later on in the game. So this is the deck, guys. Goblin Barrel Log, Hog Rider, Skeleton Army, Inferno Tower, Princess, Mega Minion, and Lightning. And as you guys can see, the 3 epic cards are only level 3. Imagine how much more effective this deck would be with level 4 epics. And I don't know if it can get much more effective. But one thing I do know, Skeleton Armies at level 4, guys, even withstand Ice Wizard. The Ice Wizard actually needs to hit it twice in order to kill the level 4 Skeleton Army. So here from this chest, guys, we got 2,000 gold, and the best card we got here was Prince. Amazing value for 10 gems. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that you guys try out this deck and let me know how you do it in challenges and everything else. I want to thank you so much for watching. Go ahead and hit that like button if it helped you, if you enjoyed it. And guys, make sure to subscribe for more awesome content.